black by angel. We're healing God rhythm, and every mind finds freedom. Let's talk, let's feel, let's grow.
On Black by Angel.
My reading comprehension and my math was so poor that I was almost on an IEP. If you don't know what an IEP is, it's an individual educational plan for children that struggle with learning disabilities. The only reason, friends and family, we are back. Welcome to Black by Angel. If you are new to the crew, welcome. If you have been following us, you good and faithful servants. We have so much good stuff to talk about today. And even though I am dressed down and I am not in a three-piece suit, that don't mean I come to dig less in your ass. We coming with the content today, and I hope y'all ready. So please stay tuned, and we will be right back. Hey y'all. Okay, so today, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about friends. How many of us have them? Friends. Right? Okay, so we love to be like, oh, we got friends. Or no, I don't have friends because of my personal preferences. Girls don't like me because I'm so strong. Or no, boys see me as a threat. No, stop lying. Stop lying. It's not the truth. You can't keep telling people, no, I don't have friends because I'm an introvert. Or I have so many friends because I'm an extrovert. Just because you know a lot of people, just because you see a whole lot of people walking down the street and you be like, hey, them people not your friends. you can't count them as friends. If you were on your deathbed, how many of them are coming to your bedside to take care of you? You're lucky if you got one. That's what everybody says as they get older. You are lucky if you have one good solid friend at the end of the day to see you through. So yes, many of us do usually fall into type A, type B categories. Yes, I'm an introvert. Yes, I'm an extrovert. Growing up, I was completely an extrovert. I was around all the people. I did not need time to regroup and decompress and take time for myself. Those were not things that I had to tend to when I was a child. But now that is very much different. I can be in a room with a group of people, but is it exhausting? Likely. So I do have to recharge. I do have to step back. I do have to take time for myself. Even sometimes I have to take time away from my family. I have to take time away from my husband. And y'all know that's my favorite. Team Greg. But no, I do need time to myself away from everyone else just to reboot, just to turn my brain off, just to recalibrate my emotions because I am social. I also take on a lot of people's emotions. I take on a lot of people's questions. I take on a lot of people's personal baggage sometimes. Definitely don't ever bring it home, but it is a bit draining. But that does not mean that I am not a social person. It just means that I understand how far I can go and what my boundaries are for social exposure. You guys should learn those things too. How much do you have to give to your friends? How much do you have to give to your family, to give to your job? Running on empty is not helpful. Running on a depleted tank gets you nowhere fast. It's painful to you and ultimately harmful to whomever you're trying to serve. So that's why, for one, social workers are encouraged, strongly encouraged, to take time for themselves, to take time for their own mental health, and to take time to develop really a separation. We need time for ourselves, right? We are still just an individual, just a man, just a woman. We are not all encompassed by every role that we fill, every person that we see. Although, yes, we may be, true supporters of you all. We may be wanting to back you up, be in your corner, truly help you with the therapeutic services that we provide. But that does not mean that we are invincible. That does not mean that we have a empty calendar or even a calendar where we can constantly slide you in at the last minute every single week. Listen, if you know you need therapy, make a standing appointment with your therapist. Like, stop asking your friends that are social workers to give you free therapy. That's not what they're there for. Speaking of which, I told y'all we was going to talk about friends, so let's get into it. Do you have friends because you are an extrovert? You are able to walk up to people. You are able to put yourself out there. You are able to immediately engage in groundbreaking conversation. Hey, what are some things that you like to do? Are you new to the area? Is this your first event? Are those things easy for you? For an introvert, they are not. An introvert might stand in a room and be completely silent for the entire event, but that does not mean that they're not a friend worth having. And that does not mean that that introvert does not have many friends. An introvert simply means that they need time away from big social populations in order to recharge. They may thrive better spending time alone with their own interpersonal thoughts. That means that they might not want to hang out all the time. That might mean that you might get a no. Okay? So sit with that for a minute and we'll be right back.
Black by Angel.
Oh, hey everybody. This is Angel Watkins and I'm Black by Angel. Make sure you keep watching.
Black by Angel.
So being an introvert, it does not mean that you don't have friends. It does not mean that you can't hold your own at a social gathering. Will it be a little more uncomfortable? Possibly. Will it be a little more difficult for them to just insert themselves into a conversation when nobody was outright speaking to them? Possibly. But at the same time, I personally think that's good manners. But that's neither here nor there. That's just my personal opinion. But an extrovert will be able to do those things a little bit easier. So I want us to be careful about confusing the two things. Again, an extrovert does not mean that you have a whole slew of friends that are waiting at your beck and call and, oh my God, I just can't wait to hang out with Sean. That's not what that means. And being an introvert does not mean that you don't have any friends or they're not worth befriending. Actually, those might be the people that you want to go talk to because they're a little bit more self-aware and better with boundaries. Just saying, might want to navigate that. Another thing between introverts and extroverts, it's helpful to know where your friends are in that journey. Are they an introvert? Are they an extrovert? How they socialize? Are they comfortable being around other people? Can you bring all of your friends together in one big room? Some friend groups are not meant to mingle. We have all had those times where we have different friend groups and we decide, oh yeah, y'all would get along so good. Let me invite everybody to my house. And it goes left real fast. Everybody isn't meant to intermingle, and just because you have one group of friends serving one purpose and another group of friends serving another, just because they're your friends does not mean that they all will be friends. Is it great when it works out that way? Absolutely, but sometimes it won't. And my last point, if you don't have friends, I consider this my pleading to you. Get you some, or at least get you one. Friends significantly increase your immune health, your lifespan. If you don't have friends, I implore pleading with you now. Hear me loud and hear me proud. Get you some, and if you can't get you some, get you at least one. Dedicate some of your time to finding a good and solid friend. It completely changes your life. It increases your lifespan. It strengthens your immune system. It helps you to recover from stressful situations. It helps you to decompress and regulate your emotional system. It has so many benefits just being in community with people, just having a group that you can maybe go to lunch with once a month is beneficial for you. I understand that the world is heavy. I understand that there's a lot going on. Things may not be going your way. You might be in the trenches right now. And I mean, all you have to give God is your tears. You have very little praise because all you got is God. I'm so sad. He hears you and so do I. But trust me, getting outside, getting some vitamin D will help you in the long run. Please, please, please get you a good group of friends. And if you can't find a group, just start with one. My church, for instance, they have different support groups for different things. If you want to work on your finances, if you want to get in good community with other Christians, if you want to work on your relationships, if you want to develop financial literacy, they have groups for all different types of things, and you might find a person there. So it does not hurt to just look out there, find one person. Even if you take yourself on a date and that other person take themselves on a date, y'all might end up on a date together. Like, just get outside. It's not going to happen in your living room. It's not going to happen in your bedroom. It's not going to happen in the four walls that you call home. Please go outside. Please find community. And please stay safe. I love y'all, but God loves y'all more. Go pray. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
In the mirror there's a story untold, a heart that's heavy but a soul of gold. We rise, we fall, but we keep the fight. Every shadow needs a little light. Step by step we break the chain, through the joy and through the pain. Black by angel, we're flying high, through the storm and the midnight sky. Healing hearts one day at a time. Black by angel, your life will shine. Love's a puzzle but we find the key. In the chaos there's serenity. Strong and steady every breath we take.